Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We are doing a strengthen and stretch class today. So the class is going to be split between doing some strength work, focusing on abs, arms, back, a little bit of glutes, and then the rest of it's going to be stretching. So it's always nicer. I like deep stretches, static stretches more when my body feels really warmed up and really loose and active versus just doing static stretches when you are cold and haven't done a lot of movement. So you'll hopefully get a lot more out of your stretching because you'll get more work into the body first. If you have a loop, a long stretch band, not a loop stretch band, like a big one that's open like this, that'll be nice, especially when we get to some of the stretching. If you don't have one, just grab a big towel, a big t-shirt, whatever you have nearby that you can just kind of grab onto if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch. So we are going to get started with warming up with bridging. Remember, when you do bridging, you do not want a pillow or anything under your head because you don't want to be compressing the back of your neck. So this is the one time I would say take the pillow out if you do have a pillow. All right, going on to your back. And if you notice me adjusting, I have some ankle and Achilles issues right now, so you might notice me shifting some weight around, and that's just to take weight off of my ankle a little bit, or my Achilles. So arms come down, shoulders back, okay? You're just going to start with rocking in your pelvis. So I'm going to arch away, and then I'm going to pull my belly back, flatten my back, and then arch away, let that open up, and then pull and flatten. Now keep in mind, certain low back issues, if you have stenosis, different things in the low back, arching may not feel great, so just try to get a range that feels good for your body, right? So I have a really tight low back, so for me, arching feels really good because I'm losing that range of motion a lot. So this is a really nice thing. That's going to be true for a lot of people, but there are going to be a few of you that it might not feel so great. Don't force it. So just go where you can. We have 2 more. Make sure you exhale as you pull in. 1 more. Now you're going to take that into an articulated bridge. So I'm going to arch, then I'm going to scoop my abs, tuck the pelvis, slowly roll up, squeeze my glutes at the top, right? So hip bone to hip bone is level. I'm pressing my butt up to the ceiling. Then from here, I'm lengthening. So I'm pressing my thighs forward, articulating down 1 vertebra at a time, and then release. And then again, rolling up. Inhale and exhale back down 2. And then up for 3. Now I'm focusing on what the abs are doing here. Yes, the glutes have a major role, especially at the top. But if you just focus on squeezing your butt from the very beginning, you're just missing out on the abs and you might put some unnecessary tension in certain areas. Let's do 4 more. Think of that breath through the movement. You want to exhale where the work is. Find that length. And 1 more. And all the way back down. Awesome. So we're going to go into a single leg variation. I may or may not do this on my left foot, but I want you to be able to get the single leg work. So you have 2 options when you do single leg. You're going to either cross your left ankle over your right knee. If you feel that holding the leg up here just becomes too difficult, right? You can always do this. And then option 2 is lift the leg up. So pressing into that right foot, arms pressed down, same movement, pull the abs in, then push into your foot, squeeze the butt, lift, and then back down. Abs in, press, lift 2, and then back down. 3, 4. Now, as I'm lifting, I'm really pushing into my foot so I can squeeze my glute. Find that connection on the back of the leg where the glute and hamstring connect. You have 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. Now hold it up. Even out the hips. Keep that leg long, or if the ankles cross, that's fine. I just want hip bone to be level. So you're going to push up that right side a little bit more. Okay, from here, pulse up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly roll down. Now other leg. So right leg is either up or ankle across the knee, either one, okay? Inhale, exhale, roll up, and then back down. Now you want to really find that engagement where you're pulling the abs in. And then from here, I really got to squeeze the butt to get the rest of the way. Finding that length. Remember not to overarch your low back, right? Really squeeze the glutes, pull the belly in, find that core connection. 2 more. And 1 more. Hold it. Even out the hips. Again, ankle can be across the knee. Just make sure you're level and even, and then you're going to squeeze and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, isolate 3, 2, 1. Slowly come all the way down. Straighten the legs out. I'm scooting back just so you can see me better. We're going to go into our roll-ups. So when you're doing roll-ups, those of you with spinal issues, don't roll up. You're going to start at the top instead of the bottom. So if you have spinal issues, come up to a seated position and I'll cue you once we get to the top. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, pull the belly and scoop the abs back as you come all the way up. You can reach up and forward. And then get upright. Now, those of you with spinal issues, you're going to go into your flat back hinge and then pull the abs back, right? The rest of us, we're going to roll all the way down. Inhale. Exhale, scoop the belly. And reach up and over if you want. Come back up. And then tuck, scoop. Now, if you're articulating down, on the way down, the first movement is the tuck of the pelvis. So you're really into those low abs. If you're flat back hinging, you're trying to keep the spine nice and tall. We're not arching over our low back. That's a lot of low back strain. From my hips to the top of my head is one unit like I'm falling back as if there was a piece of cardboard behind me, and then I'm coming back up, right? We have 3 more. 2 more. And 1. And all the way back up. Okay, a little bit of spine stretch forward just to get some movement. Feet flexed, width of your mat. Okay, hands on the ground or out in front. You're going to inhale. When you exhale, imagine somebody punches you in the belly so that you have to push that low belly back. It's that big exhale. So my low belly pulls back as I reach forward and then restack the spine. For those of us that are tighter, it kind of feels nice to have your hands on the ground so you can really feel and give yourself opposition. It just takes one element out of what you have to think of. 2 more. Belly back. And then back up. 1 more. And then all the way back up. Awesome. So we got some flexion. I want to get a little bit of extension. So we're going to flip over onto our stomach. If you want a little bit more work when we're in extension, grab your band. Now, for those of you that your back hurts, when you're on your stomach and doing extension, you're going to take a pillow and you're going to put it right under kind of like this hip bone area so that it makes you naturally tuck your pelvis a little bit more so that you're out of your low back, right? So first thing we're all going to do is we're going to do our pelvic tilt. So you're going to inhale. Exhale, lift the belly, tuck. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift the belly, tuck 2. Inhale, release. Exhale, tuck 3. And then release. Now, tuck the pelvis, hold. Pull the belly in, right? So I'm pressing my thighs, the top of my thighs down, helps me lift my belly. Then I'm going to lift my legs up, still squeezing the glutes, but still pressing the top of my thighs down, right? So it's not that I'm lifting my legs up and then my thighs don't do anything. That's my low back. I'm lifting the belly, pressing the thighs down so that I can lift the legs and engage the glutes. And then back down. 2, and then back down. 3, think of a little bit of space between the ground and your belly button. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 1 more, hold it. Okay, now small pulses up. Again, I'm not doing this. That's just me bending my knees and going into my low back. I'm using my glutes. I'm trying to isolate and lift for 10, 9, 8, pubic bone down, 7, 6, 5, 4, shoulders back, 3, 2, hold it. Now one leg lifts a little higher than the other. This is not bending my knee. It's keeping my legs straight, isolating my glute. Keep alternating nice and slow. Engage the abs. And then pick up the pace and alternate. Pull the belly in, press the pubic bone down, press the thighs down, and then engage those glutes, a little bit of hamstring to keep lifting and alternating for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Now arms come by your sides, thumbs by your shoulders. Shoulders pull back. Okay, again, belly lifts, pubic bone down. Press your hands down. Think of pulling your chest forward as you lift a couple of inches and then come back down. So I'm trying to stay out of my low back and isolate below the shoulder blades, that thoracic spine, that upper back. One more like this. Now lift, hold, pull the belly in, float the arms, place them back down, come back down. 3 more like that. Lift, float the arms, lower the arms, come down. 2 more. Lift, float the arms, lower, back down. Now lift, hold it, pull the belly in. Before you float your arms, see if you can roll your shoulders back. It'll mean most likely tilting your elbows down a bit. Bring your elbows into your side. That should naturally pull the shoulders back. Float the arms, hold it. Okay, so you're floating the arms up. Try to tilt your elbows down a little bit more. You'll feel that upper back. Hold. If you do not have shoulder issues, you're going to reach your arms all the way in front of you in the air and then pull them back. My shoulders can't do this. So for those of you with shoulder issues like me, instead of forward, you're going to go out to the sides and then back in. 2, staying lifted, working the upper back. 3, 4, those of you with healthy shoulders, arms are going overhead. 5, chest stays lifted, belly engaged. 6, 7, engage between the shoulder blades. 8, 9, now hold those arms out and hold, right? So ready, abs in, extend, either in front or to the sides, hold. Whichever position you're doing, you're gonna lift your arms up 10 times. 10, 9, 8, shoulders back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Great. Let's give your back a break for a second. You're gonna sit back on your heels in a child's pose, release. So now everything across the upper back, right? You should feel like, okay, that's awake. It's warmed up. We still have a little bit more though. All right, coming back on your stomach. Now, if you want the extra work, you're going to take that stretch band. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. Same initial engagement. Belly lifts, thighs push down, pubic bone down. So you're here. Belly up, thighs down, pubic bone down. So when I do that, feel some core engagement. I feel the back of my legs where my butt and my hamstring connect. Band or no band, up to you. If you want a band, you're going to take it between your hands. Make sure you have some tension. Otherwise, you just make 2 fists. Forehead down. First thing I'm going to do, reach my knuckles towards my heels and then release. And then again, 2 and then release. 3 and then release. What you can try to do if you have a hard time engaging the shoulders, as you reach your arms back, think of your knuckles coming in to face each other a bit. It'll open the front of your chest. 1 more. hold it. Now you're going to push back towards your heels, lift your arms, lift your chest, and then back down. If you have the band, you're slightly pulling on the band. Reach, reach, lift, 2, and then back down. Reach, lift, 3, and then down. If you're getting into your low back, it's a good chance you let go of your stomach. You totally let go of your engagement and your back into arching. So pull the belly in or put a towel or a pillow under your pelvis. Reach, back down. I'm using this band to help me pull my shoulders back by getting an active engagement. 3 more. 2. On the next one, you're going to lift and hold. You should feel those triceps. Pull the abs in. Lift, hold. Breathe. Keep reaching for your toes. Hold for 10. Lift the belly. 9. Reach 8. 7. 6. Reach a little longer. Lift off your butt. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Come down. Get rid of the band for a second. Come all the way up. Sit back on your heels. Let it go. Relax the neck and shoulders. All right, coming up, we're going to go into our side kick kneeling because we're trying to challenge some things and get a lot of stuff active in a short period of time. Now, those of you with shoulder or knee issues, ditch the side kick kneeling and just lie on your side to do the glute med exercise. Everything's the same. You're just going to lie on the ground instead of being upright, okay? If it's just the hard surface that bothers you, just put something under your knee, okay? So my left knee is down. I'm going to extend my right leg so my knee and my foot are in one line. I'm going to adjust this camera so you can see me a little better. All right. So you have that alignment, right? Okay, nice long line here. Then when my hand comes down, so if you come upright, tighten this left butt cheek, push it forward, and see how that activations opens this hip and creates space. We want space. So then if I'm trying to keep that as I go down, this is where I'll be. So sometimes it's nice to come from the top. Now, if your arms don't feel long enough or you just feel really compressed, grab a stack of books, towel, pillow, whatever you want, and you can put that under your hand to bring the floor to you. Yoga blocks work great, right? So whatever you need, so you can be here and feel like you're not in your neck and shoulder, right? So this clears you and lets you pull your shoulder back more, especially for those of you that this is going to feel too compressed and if you're going to sit back in your hip and you can't stay open like this, right? So choose what's best for you. I might actually try it with this today since I grabbed it. Let's see. All right. One of my goals was to read all these books. I bought it at the beginning of isolation. Clearly, I haven't even opened this case yet. Doing really well. All right. So hand comes down, shoulders back, abs in, right? Keep your glute over your knee, right? So we're engaged. Pull the belly in, lift 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, shoulders are back, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, come back down. Next one, you're going to go forward and back. Push yourself up. Again, play with heights. Be like, oh, maybe I get more range. Maybe I feel more stable and I can push out of the shoulder if it's higher. Lift, go forward and back. 10, 9, 8, 7, squeeze that left glute too. 6, 5, straight leg. 4, 3, abs in. 2, and 1, rest. 1 more variation. Now, keep in mind, especially if you're doing this right, you're going to feel some obliques. So don't be alarmed if you feel some muscles here, because obviously, and even on the underside, obviously your obliques are working because you're having to hold yourself up in this lateral position. Inhale, Exhale, lift, hold. Abs pull in. I just want you to try to bend your knee in and then press out. 10, 9. See what that's like. Do you have that control? 8, 7, 6. Keep length. 5, 4. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Great job. Go ahead and sit back on your heels so you can even keep that leg long. This kind of just feels good to open up that side. Take a quick breath. And then come back up. We're going to switch sides. So since I use the books on that side, I'm going to do it on the same on the other side, just so you get equal work. So whatever you do on one, try to do it on the other. But also feel free to adjust. So alignment, knee, foot, hand, right? Let me adjust this just a little bit more so you can see everything. Let's see if that's better. Okay. So knee, foot, hand in alignment. And I'm going to start this down one. That's what I did on the other side and see how that feels. Okay, nice long line. Not sitting back into this right hip. So this right glute presses forward. So if I'm starting from the top, I'm thinking like, I'm a little teapot. I'm going to tip over and notice how my pelvis shifts, right? So I stay in this alignment. I'm not crunching. This does not feel good. I have that shift. So I have that length. I have alignment down here and I have alignment. This nice long straight line here is what you're looking for, right? Press that right glute forward, shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale, lift. 10, 9, 8. There we go. 7, 6. Try to pause at the top for a second. Yes. 5. Squeeze that glute forward. 4, 3. Remember, you can always lay on the ground. 2, 1. Give yourself a second if you need it. Readjust. Press up. I might prop myself up and see how that feels in comparison, right? This is what I mean by like play with things and see what's best for your body, right? Everyone's going to be a little different. Make sure though that your hand is under the shoulder, okay? Abs in, we're looking for this long line here, right? Nice straight line, not collapsing, not sitting back, okay? Chest open, lift, then you go forward and back. 10. Abs in, squeeze. 9. Drive through that heel as you press back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, almost there. 3, 2, one more. 1. Give your side a break if you need to go down for a second. Then we have just those little karate kick movements and you're done with the side. Come on back up. Find that alignment. So from the top down, I press my hips forward. I tilt, but as I tilt, I'm not just arching here. My whole upper half is one unit. So I'm in one long line. I'm supported from my base. Abs pull in. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Bend the knee in. Press out. 10. Keep that length. I lost my balance. 9. Exhale. 8. 7. Good. In and out. 6. 5. 4. See how I adjusted? Keep going for a second. But see how I would notice I was here and I adjusted, right? Make sure you have that alignment. One more. Press out. Hold. Reach and lower. Go ahead and sit back. Let it stretch out. Nice job. Take a breath. And then come back. All right, awesome. You can get rid of whatever props you were using. Our last thing is just a little bit of arms. I'm going to adjust the camera for you. And then we're just going to stretch. So we already woke up the back of the arms a bit, right? So hands come under the shoulders, knees come under the hips. Abs pull in. You know I love scapular stability work. We all need it. So we're going to sink down between the shoulders, push away. What I'm not doing is I'm not sticking my butt out and I'm not bending my elbows. My arms are straight, going down and up. 2, 3. I'm thinking of the back of my shoulders coming towards each other and then they're widening, pulling those wings apart. Use your abs on the way up. All right, so a little shoulder work. If this is too much, you're just gonna hold a plank, okay? Otherwise, press your hips forward so you can just hold this, okay? Find that alignment. And you're gonna come down on your right, down on your left. Notice I'm holding my plank. Then I'm gonna replace my hand under my shoulder to push myself up so I have that tricep work. Okay, now I'm going down on the left, down on the right. Place my hand right under my shoulder to push up and switch. Down on the right, down on the left. Place my hand under, press. Down on the left, down on the right. Place my hand under, press. Try to keep as level from side to side as you can. We have 2 more each direction. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. 1 more each direction. Down, down, up, up. Last time. Down, down, up, and up. Rest. Sit back on your heels. Yay. All right. Body should feel warm and ready to stretch. Since we did just do the shoulders and arms, we should probably start stretching with that because it'll feel really nice. So starting on hands and knees. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. First thing you're going to do is just walk your hands forward and then push your butt back, okay? So it's kind of like a modified child's pose, right? I'm just trying to open up that upper back. If this feels funny, stand up, go against a wall, walk your fingers up the wall. Take a deep breath, inhale. Exhale, let it out. 2 more, inhale. Exhale out. 1 more. Pull yourself back forward. Hands come under the shoulders. My knees and hips stay level. We're going to go to the right first. No movement in my knees and hips. They stay squared off forward. I'm going to walk my hands to the right, twisting from my ribs, not twisting in my hips. And then I'm going to push back into my left side and breathe. If I'm doing this right, I should not be able to sit back on my heels, right? Because I'm trying to press outside of my body. Inhale and exhale, come back through center, over to the other side. Hips stay level. I twist from my ribs and I push back. One side is always tighter than the other. Try to breathe into the side of the body. Notice if your breath is really shallow and short. See if you can make it longer, which means bigger inhales. Filling the lungs in every direction, bigger exhales. Back through center. All right. Coming into a seated, actually, let's go on your back first. I lied. Coming onto your back. All right, so coming all the way down. All I'm gonna have you do is bring your feet together, knees apart for a second. Let the front of the hips open. It'll kind of actually relax your hips a bit too after what we just did. While you're here, you're gonna do some breathing. One hand on your low belly, other hand on your ribs. And all I want you to do to start is see how much you can fill this space with air, especially if you're somebody who has scars or anything going on in this area. You're going to notice certain areas don't fill up the same or evenly, and especially as we go through the body, but try to really just fill up everywhere and pay attention where you might be a little bit tighter or holding tension. So take a really big inhale, fill everything up. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, fill everything up. And exhale, let it go. One more time, inhale, fill everything up. And exhale, let it go. Hands come outside your thighs. Let your hands pull your thighs together. Reset. Okay, you can bring your knees in for a second if you want. It might feel like a little bit of release in the back. Okay, for a lot of us, this might not feel like a whole lot from this position, but sometimes it's just nice to counter going external with going internal for a second. And then come back to neutral. You're going to take your right thigh, hug that right thigh in, straighten the left leg out, let the front of the left hip open as you pull the right thigh in and get that stretch. Relax the shoulders. And try to keep that left leg long. So it's really easy. See how I'm kind of pulling up through here and not purposely having activation, right? So if I can try to reach it, I can open up the front of that hip and thigh a little bit more. And you're obviously balancing that out with how much you're pulling in this right thigh, right? I'm trying to pull this in, but keep this long. And then I'm going to pull this right thigh towards the left shoulder. I'm keeping my hip down. So if you want, you can take your thumb, put it kind of in that hip joint. It's just a reminder and some feedback of like, oh, I need to pull this down away from me so I can get that stretch. If you want, turn your head to the other side. We're not going into a twist here. We're going to do a different kind of twist in a minute. We're going to do our bookends, which really helps you get just from the upper back, which is most of the time better for you. Go ahead and put the foot down, other leg. Hug that left thigh in, straighten the right leg out, shoulders back, pull. Remember, we're trying to find length and opposition. Still trying to breathe, right? We want to fill up the lungs because in case you don't notice, most of the time in our day-to-day life, we don't actually get a chance to take deep breaths. We actually hold really shallow breaths. And then you're going to pull it towards the other shoulder if you want. Take your thumb into this hip, right? And even for me, just that feedback of like, oh, wait, I'm telling myself I'm supposed to pull this down helps me open up and get that length and reminds my body to lengthen this area. Now, if you're able to hold that length and you want more stretch sometimes, which is why I just took this left hand, it's nice to put both hands and think of hugging it in as you press down, right? Your right arm can do some of it, but the extra from the left might feel pretty nice. And again, you can turn your head if you want. And head back to center. Hug both thighs into your chest. And really just kind of try to pull them in. You can let your back round for a second because we're going to do some twisting in a minute. All right, so before we do our twisting, the body lends itself. This is some kind of flexion, right? When we're rounding, flexion to extension to rotation. So I want you to get some extension first. So we're going to flip over onto our stomach. And this will make, when we do our bookend stretch, it'll make that stretch feel a little bit more open. Okay, because we're opening up this front of the body, where especially when we've done core work, all that stuff that gets tight. So back issues, you're going to stick with these mini cobras. If you have a healthy spine, you can come higher. And by back issues, I mean more like if you have stenosis. For the most part, most of you that have like some disc issues, this might feel okay, but listen to your body and don't push it. So hands by your shoulders, shoulders back. We're going to lift just a little bit and then back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now, if that's enough for you, stay there. If you have a healthy spine, you can come up further. Breathe, right? So when I do this, I'm not trying to squeeze my butt because that will compress my back more. I'm trying to let it go and then come back down. 2 more. Lift up. Pull the chest forward. You'd actually be surprised at how hard it is, come back down, to not engage your glutes if you're used to always thinking about engaging your glutes. So sometimes you just gotta let it go. One more. And then all the way back down. So you are gonna counter stretch by going back into flexion. So we're gonna sit back, let it round for a second, and then we're gonna finish with our bookend stretch. All right, so lying on your left side, come to the front edge of your mat, knees bent in, left hand on top of your right thigh. Right arm comes forward, so notice my shoulders and hips and everything are stacked to start. And then I'm gonna lengthen, reach up, reach all the way around for 1. Yep, I definitely need that today. And 2, which most of us do. This is one that everybody could generally use. And 3, so on this third one, once you come out to the side, you're gonna hold it, arm long, and then you're gonna breathe. You could turn your head to the right, try to lengthen, and then just breathe. So it's nice because you get an opening of the pec and chest muscles on the right, the shoulder, stuff on the back, the hip, the neck a little bit. Take a couple more breaths here. And then inhale. As you exhale, finish the circle all the way around. All right, press yourself up. We're gonna go over to the other side. Okay, so again, adjust so that you're lining up as far forward as you can. So you have space, shoulders and hips are stacked. Right hand on top of your left thigh. I'm gonna kind of hug these knees in a bit. Okay, and then I'm gonna lengthen up and then circle around. 1. Find that length, right? So again, not compressing. I want to really reach this arm. So I'm opening up and then circling. 2, especially anytime you're trying to rotate, right? You don't want to do it from a rounded position. We want to do it from a lengthened position. So we're opening. This is the 3rd you're going to hold. So reach that arm out. Breathe. You can turn your head. Hips and knees stay stacked as much as possible. We're just trying to open up, find that breath. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. 1 more. Now inhale. And as you exhale, come back through center and reset. All right. Flipping over onto hands and knees. Hands come under the shoulders. Knees come under the hips. Just a little bit of cat-cow. So with my hands under the shoulders, I'm going to push myself up. So this time I am going to round that upper back. Lift the belly. Let everything round. Really push up through the heels of the hands. Then I'm going to inhale, let everything drop. My tailbone tilts, my belly drops, chest pulls forward. So opposite movement. Exhale, pull the belly in, scoop the abs, push through the arms, make that upper back that highest point, and then drop. 1 more, exhale. And then drop. Now separate your knees, sit back on your heels, let the arms reach forward. Take a breath, drop the chest. Try to lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly come on up. And you're all done. Nice job, everybody. Got a little bit of strength work, a little bit of stretching, opened everything up a little bit. I hope you all enjoyed that class. If you have any questions, please let me know. Any videos you'd like to see as well, just let me know. And I will see you all next time. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. You're able to get a little bit of cardio movement in, going for a walk, riding your bike, anything you can do to stay moving and stay healthy. Have a wonderful day. I will see you all later. Bye.